This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're in Sheffield today. We've just had the final press conference 2 days out from Brook versus Mark Deluca. With me, the bazooka. Mark, how are you doing?
Good, how are you doing today?
Very good, thank you for asking. We've just had the press conference there. Very respectful, the pair of you between each other, but all business 2 days' time.
Yeah, it's all business. I'm not much of a trash talker. My style speaks for itself. So, in a fighter like Kel, only deserves admiration and respect. So I'll give it to him in the press conference. But, fight night could be my little niece across the ring. I'm gonna have to kick her in the teeth.
So how long have you been out here in the UK now? I think this is your first professional fight in Europe. How have you found acclimatising and how long have you been out here?
I've been here since Sunday. I acclimatized pretty well. My sleep schedule is back on track. And, I come from a similar type of atmosphere and from Boston, so the weather's the same, and it's not too foreign for me.
Now, I read somewhere that you said in the build-up to this that winning this fight, such a big welterweight name such as Brook would be like winning a world title for you. That's what you said. Have you had that extra spring in your step going into this fight?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not really the belts or it's not really the belts for me. It's more the man I'm fighting. So I'm fighting a former world champion. He's fought and proved his grit against the boogeymen of the sport, and Triple G and Errol Spence. So just the fact that I get to get in there and mix it up with a guy like Brook is equivalent to a world title for me.
I just wanted to go back to something you said in the press conference there, which people watching this may not have heard or seen. When you spoke to the great Ray Mancini years and years ago when you were a young budding professional, can you just tell me a bit about those words? And it's unbelievable how something like that can stick in your mind for so long as well. What sort of advice did he give you way back when?
Yeah, I spoke to Boom Boom Mancini actually through Facebook, and we were chatting it up, and I asked him for advice for a young pro, and he told me to work hard and pay my dues. And that's, I've been working hard for my whole career, and now I'm here in Sheffield ready to pay my dues, and then we'll go from there.
Now, just to go back to yourself and your backstory, but this is the first time we've had you on our channel. I read somewhere that you were a military reserve, and I think you were 8-0 at the time when you were sort of made active and sent out to Afghanistan. What was that experience like, going from being a young budding fighter to going over there and serving your time?
Yeah, it was a good change up with life experience, being over in Afghanistan and joining an elite force like the Marine Corps. It's only complemented my boxing, and my boxing complemented my Marine Corps career as well. So, I'm very fond of the experience, but now it's business. It's all boxing, and we're going full forward.
As you mentioned, I've heard you say it in the past, and you've said it there, that the two almost at times went hand in hand, coming from a boxing background and going into the military. I appreciate they are two completely different ball games, but do you feel that time out there and in that military background as well has sort of helped your boxing in a way, maybe the mental side of things, if nothing?
Yeah, maybe with maturity. Being in the Marine Corps, you have to take care of yourself, take care of the man next to you, and definitely assume responsibility beyond yourself. So it matured me being in the Marine Corps for real.
Now, obviously, all week, I'm sure you've had people saying to you, is this the same Brook? Is the hunger still there? Are we seeing the end of his career? All this stuff. But I'm guessing from your perspective, it would be disrespectful to prepare for anything less than that top-tier fighter we saw at the welterweight scene, and now moving up, obviously, in weight as well.
Yeah, not only disrespectful, it'd be foolish for me to come in his backyard and think that I'm not in there with a game prime former world champion. So I don't know how to prepare for former world champions, 5-5 fighters, good fighters, bad fighters. I prepare hard for every fight. So and that's what I did with this camp. My coach Hector Bermudez put me through a rigorous camp. So I'm very ready.
You've been in a good run of form recently. We saw the Brandon Brewer win. A great fight by all accounts. You got the win. Do you feel that confidence flowing? You're on a great run, and obviously you got yourself here on the big stage abroad now as well.
Yeah, every fight's a learning experience, and not just from a technical standpoint, but just experience in general. Being in front of being next to Eddie Hearn and being on a stage like this, that takes experience. That takes a lot of that's part of the boxing career as well. So I'm collecting that as we go along, and each fight is teaching me more and more, and that's what it's all about.
Going back to that Brewer fight, I'm sure you caught Eddie's eye. It was a fan-friendly fight, very enjoyable fight. Do you expect another fan-friendly affair on Saturday? Do you think the fans can be excited for this?
Yeah, I think so. I fight my style. I'm not I'd love to look good, but I'm here to win. So if I got to do that ugly, I'll do it ugly. If I have to, if it comes spectacular, it comes spectacular. So I kind of I don't really worry about those things. At my performance, I kind of just try to get that win, no matter how I can get it.
Obviously, there are huge cultural differences even between the US fans and the UK fans. The UK fans, we know, like to make a lot of noise, get behind the fire. Have you any idea what to expect in the arena Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of drinking. There's going to be a lot of yelling. There's going to be some, the soccer, the football chants. Yeah, I'm aware of it. Boston's all, big Irish community, and so I'm a little hip to it.
Mark, final word for all those that are going to be tuning in, all those cheering you on from back home as well. What would you say to them ahead of Saturday night?
I mean, I've gotten massive support and a lot of well wishes and kind words from people back home and from UK fans as well. So I just don't want to disappoint anybody, and I would like everyone to know that I prepared 100%, and I'll give 100% effort on Saturday, and I think my best is good enough. So we'll see.
Mark, a pleasure. Thank you very much for making time for me. Best of luck Saturday. We'll see you soon. Thank you.